Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. Today I decided I'm gonna finally tell y'all about the time I hosted my first college party, guys. I would say this is the first time I hosted something like a college house party, babes. You know, one of those ooh, we shoulder to shoulder, we lit. Okay, one of those. So this was a couple weeks ago, so bear with me. I'm gonna do this to the best of my ability. It's literally 12 in the morning. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna tell them this tonight. You know, I've been holding off on this. Yeah, this is the first time that I hosted a real college party. That was not the plan at all. Basically, I was coming home from work one day and I was just heading back to my apartment, and I saw on my Instagram that there was a pool party being thrown at my apartment complex. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll check it out. I came home, got dressed, got ready, got, you know, a little cute or whatever. My friend was hitting me up, telling me basically I should go. My homeboy, whatever. So I was like, okay, let me get ready, whatever. It was a little minute till I came down too. It was an hour till I came down because I really wanted to marinate, because, you know, them pool parties, they take a little minute to really start getting some action for real. Everybody just be in their own little world, doing their own thing. So I was like, and plus I would be by myself. I wasn't going with nobody. So I was like, yeah, let me just wait it out a little bit, wait for it to get a little lit, so I'm not just sitting around awkwardly by myself. Eventually I'm ready, I'm cute or whatever. I let them know that I'm coming down. So I go downstairs. Yeah, I go to the party and I'm walking out there, and honestly, it wasn't nothing going on for real. You know, everybody was just chilling for real. There was girls over there. I was like, ooh, should I say hi and introduce myself to those people, to those girls over there? But I didn't. Because, you know, I'm just gonna go greet my friend first, the people that I know first. I go and I see my homeboy, so I go up to him, I'm like, okay, hey, you know, whatever. And honestly, the vibes were kind of off, y'all, because as soon as I go over there, everybody just looked down. It's just my homeboy and then I think 2 or 3 other guys, you know, his friends or whatever, and everybody just seemed so down and just kind of bummed. But they were setting up for the party. I'm like, hey, how y'all doing? You know, it was very awkward. And then I'm just trying to break the ice, because I'm like, babes, this is awkward. I said, oh, you know, y'all setting up, y'all finna cut. And they oh yeah, you know, we finna make some food, make some wings. I'm like, why is everybody so down? But I didn't say anything. But yeah, that's what the vibes were, I could tell. Eventually, I ended up finding out that them coming to my apartment was not the original plan. They had actually set up at another party. Yeah, I think he was telling me the breakdown. He was telling me that they had set up at another apartment complex for a pool party, and then before they could really get started and even get set up, they said a lady came out and was like, oh, y'all throwing a party? Oh, I will call the cops, I will call the police, I'm getting shut down, yada yada, before they could even start. So it was oh, okay. Yeah, basically they told me, you know, they just had to improvise and they just came here. But the thing about my apartment is that they close the pool at 10. You know, sometimes they may enforce it, sometimes maybe be able to get away with it, but no, for the most part, no. You know, yeah, they be calling the cops, believe it or not. Yeah, they be calling the cops or campus police, whatever. That's why they were kind of bummed. They were like, oh, you know, this is the second location, and they just really just trying to figure it out and make this work. And they got all this food and all this stuff that they bought, y'all. They talking about they finna cook chicken and burgers and, you know, wings, what? So I was like, oh, I'm down for that. You know, if y'all could get the grill started with that. Basically, eventually, I just, you know, sat down and was just waiting for people to come. A couple people trickled in. It was some girls that came. It was 3 girls, and they ended up coming to the table near where I was at. But I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I had a few in my system, and you know, once I start getting there, my socialness, I don't know, I just be kind of in my head a little bit. And so when it comes to meeting new people and all that, I'm not the best at, you know, socializing. You know, I'm already with that. So when I get something in my system, I'm just kind of awkward. Those girls were in front of me and talking to each other. I would have had to insert myself in the conversation, and it's it's just kind of different because I'm by myself. I don't feel comfortable going out of my way to talk to like a group of girls, especially when they're pretty. They were also really pretty, and just inserting myself into their conversation and just being a fourth wheel, hoping that they include me. I'm just gonna vibe out and just I'm gonna do my own thing. I did want to talk to those girls, but I was kind of like in my head a little bit and already kind of wasn't feeling the vibes of the party. So I was like, I'm just gonna chill out, and you know, I'll stand here and just kind of vibe, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to make the conversation start. And so it never started, but you know, well, eventually I did end up talking to them because they were like talking to my homeboy, and I was like, oh, okay, they know him. And I don't know, we got on the topic of shots, so I was like, hey, it was one of those. And I don't know, eventually like we kind of got in cahoots with each other, but yeah. But before that happened, before I even started talking to the girls, yeah, I was just kind of sitting there awkwardly, just doing nothing for real, just waiting for the party to start, babes. So eventually I ended up going to the hot tub because I didn't want to get in the pool, even though it was like super hot. I didn't want to get in the pool. So eventually I ended up going to the hot tub, and then like I said, y'all, I'm like super awkward. And there were a couple girls at the hot tub, you know, just vibing and stuff. They like obviously were like friends and stuff. So I just get in the hot tub, and I just sit like across from them, like diagonally in the hot tub, because I was like, no, you know. So I'm just sitting over there in the corner, and then it's nighttime, so they can't really see me or like what I look like. So I just look like this shadow just sitting there in the hot tub. And then one of the girls is like, hey girl, what are you doing over there? Like, come over here. I was like, okay, hey. You know, it's just like, don't sit over there by yourself. I was like, okay. I'm like, fuck, I'm so awkward. Yeah, so I ended up going over there to the girls, and they were like watching Love Island, like a little watch party. Y'all know everybody be on that show now, but I haven't gotten into it. But you know, I was, you know, willing to go over there and just see what it's about, you know, see what's going on, you know. And it was cool. They were really sweet. I think me and the girl that invited me over, we ended up, you know, dipping our toes in the pool or whatever, and then they ended up leaving. So I just went back over there to the table with the girls or whatever, and that's when they were talking to my homeboy, and then we got on the topic of shot. Are y'all trying to drink up or what? I mean, I didn't say all that, but you know, it was like that energy. I was like, you know, okay, y'all drinking, oh yeah, let's take shots together, you know, break the ice, babes. So we all ended up, you know, doing our thing. More people ended up trickling in. I think they did end up, you know, starting to put the food on the grill, but it didn't end up getting like lit or anything. I think this was still before 10 o'clock. Now, eventually, as the night keep going in, it was like a little after 10. It was like 10:20 or something. Oh, no. While I was at the pool with the girl, the police, the campus police, ended up coming in, like checking in or whatever. You know, basically they was like, okay, like we see what's going on here. This is like a warning, basically. So they was talking to my homeboy, because I don't know why I didn't realize that he was hosting the party. I don't know, because I don't think I've ever went to a function that he hosted. So I was like, who's hosting this? Like, I don't know. I was like, why is he talking to the police? I don't know. He was the host, so he was talking to the campus police, and I was like, what's going on? And this is why I'm dipping my toes in the water with the girl who invited me at the hot tub. Eventually, like I said, the girl and her friends, they ended up leaving. I ended up getting her Instagram, and then I went back over there to the table with the other girls. Then eventually we started drinking. Yeah, we started drinking. And, you know, we lit, y'all. We low-key starting to get turned on. I low-key getting that liquor myself, so, you know. And, you know, I'm talking to one of the girls, you know, we just, you know, making conversation. You know, we talking about her, you know, her baby and you know, just random conversation. Yeah, this is when it was like around 10:20. Why, the police come back, the campus police come back. And we're like, ooh, what's going on? And basically, y'all, yeah, it was one of those. They gave us the news, and they was talking to my homeboy, and they was like, whoa, they was kind of talking to all of us. They came back, they was like, hey, y'all, we're getting complaints, we're getting calls, you guys gotta shut it down, you guys can't be doing this. So yeah, they were like, you know, we're getting complaints and all that. I'm like, dang, like, y'all are such party poopers. But like, we're literally in the middle of the courtyard with all of these apartments surrounding us. I'm pretty sure somebody was like, get these niggers, you know? So they quickly down the map, babes. Dang, y'all, we just now getting into it. But technically the pool did close 20 minutes ago, so I was like, oh my gosh, bro. Yeah, they're quick with it. They were just basically giving us a speech, y'all. Oh my gosh, it was low-key embarrassing. I felt like a failure. Like, I felt so embarrassed. Like, I was like, damn, what am I doing with my life? Like, it was one of those, like, oh, I'm such a nuisance to society. It felt so embarrassing. They were like, you guys gotta stop this. You guys gotta stop. Like, this can't keep going on. This is just getting out of hand. Basically, they was just giving us a whole lecture and just disappointment lectures. Like, you know, I feel like I was getting reprimanded by my parent. Like, it was just embarrassing, honestly. And I was like, damn, what are we doing? We're all drinking. Like, what the heck, bro? We gotta stop. Like, that was low-key a wake-up call. But then I was still lit. So I'm like, oh my gosh, frick this. Like, why y'all stopping our party? But then low-key in the back of my mind, I was like, dang, what I'm gonna do? Like, I don't feel like going home. I don't feel like just going home. I'm turned. Like, I don't feel like just, you know. I was like, dang, I wonder what they gonna do. And so then they all start talking, you know, they like, you know, dang, whatever. So then they low-key start talking about, oh, going back to the place that they got kicked out before they could even start. I was like, the frick? So I was like, oh, if they go over there, I'm just gonna go to my apartment. The frick, I'm not going up there, the frick, just to get kicked out. Babes, and I don't even know how far this apartment place is, and plus I ain't have a ride for real, and my homeboy, he be driving all the niggas in the city, so I don't think he gonna take me. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go to my apartment for real. So yeah, we all just like kind of gathering around trying to figure out what we gonna do, and then campus police is just sitting there in the background just, you know, waiting for us all to go. So I was like, dang, they not letting up. Yo, we gotta go. So I'm just kind of in the back of my mind like, dang, like, what if I take one of my place? In the back of my mind, but I'm not saying nothing, but I'm low-key like thinking in the back of my mind, like, what if I take one of my place? But I was like, dang, all these people, like, this low-key a lot of people, y'all. It was a lot of people. Like, that first time I did it, it was like less than 10 of us. This time, this is an actual party that hasn't even really started yet. So all these people are like just now getting lit. I was like, dang, do I really want that responsibility? And then clean up after the party and all that. But then I was like, you know what? My place is kind of like a mess and like trashy. Not because I'm dirty. Like, yo, I keep my area clean, but the common area was like a mess because all of my roommates, you know, they just trashed it. And I just kind of just stopped caring to say anything or clean it because it gets to a point you get fed up. So I was like, you know what? My place is already kind of like trashed anyway, so I kind of don't care if they come, you know. But I was like, you know, if y'all come, it is a mess. I'm just like, you know. We all just kind of standing around figuring out what we gonna do. So I'm just standing around with the girls, and then eventually my homeboy come up to me. He look at me, he like, Maya. He like, Maya. I'm like, bruh. Knowing dang well, I kind of already made up in my mind that I'm cool, but he like, Maya, it's cool if we go to your spot. So I was like, I guess. I was like, sure, guys, that's cool. So he was like, you sure? Like, you sure? You know? I was like, yeah, guys, that's fine. You know, I don't mind. You guys can come to my place. So then, he's like, okay, cool. So, you know, he just like, you know, spread the message basically. So then the girls that, basically, I was like getting to know and like talk to, they were like, oh, you cool if we come to your place? Like, that's cool with you? You know, I was like, yeah, guys, that's fine. Like, literally, it felt like I was being asked that the whole night. Like, it was so, oh my God.
Yeah, it got to the point where I was like, dang, am I cool? Like, y'all finna have me change my mind in a second if y'all keep asking, babes.
And then I had, like, girls coming up to me that were, like, kind of just getting into the party, and they were like, oh, can we come to your place, too? Can we come, too? You know? So I was like, you know, guys, yeah, everybody just come. Everybody just follow me. So eventually we all start like gathering, you know, everything we got going on. And then, you know, I just start heading to my place. You know, my homeboy was like, okay, everybody follow Maya. So yeah, we ended up leaving. I had like, I don't know, it wasn't everybody. It wasn't too many people with me. It was like maybe 6 or 7 people with me. You know, I was like, whoever don't come with me, y'all gotta figure out how to get, I don't know. My homeboy ended up staying, picking up everything, because yeah, I didn't feel like clean up and helping and all that, so yeah. So eventually, yeah, I ended up guiding everybody towards my place. It ended up taking a little minute because, I don't know, like, everybody had to do stuff, and you know, I'm gathering a bunch of drunk people. Okay, not that everybody was just drunk out of their minds, you know, but you know, everybody was just kind of everywhere. So it was like, okay, y'all follow me, y'all ready? Like, I felt like I was low-key chaperoning. I was like, yo, what's going on? Eventually we make it to my place, y'all. I'm not gonna lie, y'all, my trash, well, not my trash, babes, because I did not touch that trash. I had my own personal trash. The communal trash was like full to the top. It was like nothing, you know, and it was like dirty, and it was like gnats coming from the trash. So I was like, ooh, low-key, this is a problem. And that's why I was like, ooh, I low-key don't care if people come to my place because it's so dirty. But then I was also like, ooh, I don't want them to think I'm dirty, you know. I was like, damn, wait. So, you know, it was like gnats like in there in the common area from the trash. And I didn't realize how bad it was because, you know, I just come in, I don't even spend time. Well, now I do because everybody finally fucking left. But I wasn't spending time in the common area because it was so freaking dirty. I couldn't bear to be in there. So I didn't realize how many freaking gnats were in my freaking apartment. Ooh, this is like not okay, you know? So I was like, damn, like, ooh, gross. This trash needs to be changed. And it was just gnats, y'all, just flying everywhere. So I was like, ooh, they probably not gonna wanna be here because all these freaking gnats. So I was like, oh my gosh. So I think I ended up turning the lights off because I was like, no, like this is not okay. I'm not gonna be okay. A gnat flying in my face every 2 seconds. Like this is, you know, and then they waking up because they like, oh, who are these people? You know? So yeah, I didn't realize how bad the issue was. Cause you know, I just stay in my room and I just come in and out. I don't really be hanging out in there. I'm up here fighting the gnats low key while trying to play it cool, you know, and be like, okay, y'all, this is my spot. But it was dirty, y'all. That's why I ended up turning off the lights and just having the LEDs on. It was a little better with the LEDs on, but I still was not okay with all those gnats just flying around. I'm just playing music on my little speaker. It was cool. It wasn't too many people for real. So we all just kind of chilled and just kind of, you know, got to know each other. You know, you live here, you got roommates, you know. Typical same old, you know, I'm just getting to know the girls. So eventually, my friend ended up coming, or my homeboy ended up coming with his friends or whatever, and they brought all the food and all that. So yeah, they set up all the food to get ready to be cooked and all that. Eventually, more people started trickling in. It was like people coming in. I was like, okay, I'm looking out the door like, okay, who that? Who that? Like, not too much, you know? But I feel like everybody was mostly, respectful of my place. When somebody would come in, they'll be like, whose spot is this? They'd be like, oh, hi, this your spot, this your place. Okay, my name is this, nice to meet you, you know, because they know I'm not just some frat boy having any and everybody up in my spot. Like, babes, who are you? Respectfully, you know. Eventually, more people just started trickling in, y'all. And it got to the point where my little bitty speaker, my little JBL wasn't cutting it no more. So I was like, wait, what happened to y'all music? Babes, where's the music? So he was like, oh, y'all want me to do that speaker? This was back when I wasn't sure if my roommates had moved out. I'm pretty sure they might have still been here, y'all. But I was like, you know, I don't care anymore. Like, I don't talk to these girls. I'm not cool with these girls. They're dirty. They're respectfully dirty as fuck. I was like, I'm not cool with them. I don't care. And so I'm gonna do what I want to do, babes. Y'all doing what y'all want to do and just messing, trashing up the place. I'm gonna do what I want to do, you know? So I was like, yeah, frick it. Play the music, babes. Play the speaker. You know, he was like, oh, that's gonna be loud. It's gonna be loud. I said, nigga, this is my spot. I said, play that. I said, play that shit. Play that shit. Okay. Where all my scamming and ninjas at? Yeah, play that shit. So I get him to play the music because I'm like, oh, babes, all I got is Dangerously in Love with You, okay? And T-Pain. Like, that's all on my playlist and maybe some Usher. So I said, play that stuff. I didn't know what to play. Girl, I'm up here, my playlist on shuffle, Partition ended up coming on. Don't play with me right now, babes. Respectfully, Beyonce, love you to boots. Love you to boots, babes, but not the time nor the place. So I was like, yeah, go ahead and play that playlist because y'all ready, okay? This y'all party? At the end of the day, this is y'all's party, okay? I'm just hosting. I'm just providing the setting, okay? I'm just providing the venue. But babes, this is your party. Make it. Yeah, they ended up turning on the speaker and that was so much better, y'all. Like, it was so much. Honestly, when that speaker turned on, I was like, okay. It got litty in the city, babes. It was lit. I was like, okay, I'm actually having fun. This is fun. This is lit, okay? You know, it was loud because at first, you know, couldn't nobody really hear the song because I'm like, more people are coming in. Play that shit, okay? They just like set it on the counter in my kitchen, and yeah, it just projected through the apartment, and it was nice. It was nice. Eventually, y'all, I don't know, just more people just started trickling in through the night, and eventually it was a full house. It was a full house, babes. I started seeing people that, you know, I would see at all these parties, but I've never talked to them. Yeah, it was just one dude. I don't know. He just be at every party, but he always just like a wallflower. I was like, this nigga here, like what? Okay, I ain't never talked to you before. You just see those kind of people, and it's like, oh hey. So yeah, I was just seeing people that I be seeing at all these parties that I be going to. I was like, damn, not y'all at my spot. I was like, ooh, I feel so popular. Even though this is not my stuff, like this is not my function. I'm just here, okay? I was just in the vicinity, babe. I was like, okay, like this what it's like to be like cool. Oh, like I was saying, I do like that they were respecting my place and all that, because you know, they did end up asking like, oh, can we smoke out on the balcony? The balcony, babes. Yeah, the balcony, babes. Because no, I don't even play that. No, babes, one thing I don't want is my spot smelling like Mary Jane. And it's very hard to get that smell. Like, once it's in your spot, it's very hard to get that smell out. So yeah, I don't even play that on the balcony, babes. I thought about like going out there and being like, let me. But you know, I wasn't finna do all that. I was like, low-key, I need to stay in here and hold it down. But yeah, y'all, eventually people kept asking to go to the bathroom, and I was like, damn, like I gotta have all these people in and out of my room. Gross, disgusting. I'm so annoyed. You know, because you know they got their shoes on and all this, you know. That's why I was like, ooh, let me hide my belongings. Y'all know I don't play that. But I did appreciate that they would ask to go to the bathroom before they just start, you know. There was this one dude that kept trying to talk to me through the night. I was just trying to enjoy my night. I don't know. He was just all up in my face. He told me I know him. I don't know you, babes. I don't know you. I don't know. He said he met me at another party, but... And then he was like, just let me know right now. You fuck with me or not. Dude, stop. Even if I did, now I don't. Because why would you ask that? Like, I'm irritated. So, I was like, no, I don't. No, why would you set yourself up like that? I was like, why are you asking that? He was like, I just want to know. I just want to keep it a bug. Like, well, you got your answer, babes. Now what? The dude that was trying to talk to me, I told him that he asked to go to the bathroom. I told him to take his shoes off. Only because, I don't know, he was just annoying me. And I was like, take your shoes off. I don't know. I felt like I could say that. Like, of course I can tell people take your shoes off, but I don't want to be annoying. Even though it's my spot, like I can say whatever the frick I want, or go pee outside, nigga. Don't go use the communal bathrooms if you don't like it. But I don't know. I didn't want to be one of those type of hoes where it's like, girl, do you even want me here? And that's probably why my carpet is black now. Ugh. Oh, the dudes that was hosting the party, because remember, this is your guys' party, guys. But yeah, they kept asking if I was okay. Yeah, more people kept coming in. I was like, oh, it's one of those situations where everybody just like leaking the address. I was like, oh, this is lit. One of those situations where they like, what's the room number? One of the dudes that be hosting a lot of the parties that I be going to, he came, and I was like, oh, not the role reversed. Okay, hey. So yeah, he kept asking me if I was good. I'm like, yeah, I'm cool, because you know, they know I don't just do this. I don't just do this, babes. You know, I was cool. I was just kind of, you know, vibing, but also trying to stay on my P's and Q's, because babes, this is my place. I gotta stay on my P's and Q's. Yeah, I feel like everybody just vibed that night. Honestly, like nothing bad happened. That was the best part. I know, like with these stories, y'all might expect like, oh, you know, something to go down, boom, 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 pop, pop, you know. But thankfully, it was none of that, because y'all know I don't play that, babes. I don't play that. Put all the pew-pews away. I don't play it, okay? I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear it. The girlfriend to the dude whose parties I always be going to, she was just like, girl, who is this your place? Like, I don't know. I was just about to go to the bathroom or something. She was like, girl, who plays this? Who is this your place? I was like, girl, yeah, that's my place. You're fine. And she's like, oh, girl, I'm trying to figure out where am I at? I'm like, girl, you're fine. You're in good hands, babes. It's okay. Honestly, people kept coming in my room to like, I don't know, chill and like get a break from the party. And look, guys, I'm cool with that, but not too much, you know. Like, don't be all up in here getting too comfortable, okay? Like, it was like 3 dudes that was like in here waiting for the bathroom or whatever. They were just like kind of standing in my room here, and I was like, oh, what the fuck? But I was like, okay, I'm not gonna say anything even though they have their shoes on. But I was like, I don't want to be a party pooper, you know. That I'm okay with, cool, y'all. But no, it was one moment. I was just, you know, chilling on the couch or whatever, And then I was like, okay, let me just go check my room, because I hadn't been in there in a little minute, you know. So yeah, I was just going in there to check out the vibes for. I wasn't really going in there like trying to peep out nothing for. I was just really going in there just, you know, make sure everything good, make sure like this is my room. The fuck, I don't need a reason for why I'm going to my room. Shit, I don't know why I'm trying to explain this. Okay, but yeah, I came in my room. Okay, the door was like, was it closed? The door was closed, y'all. The door was closed, and now I'm thinking about it. What the fuck? No, that's not okay. Oh, why was I okay with that? What the door need to be closed for? Oh no, I kept closing my door because I knew all the gnats were like flying everywhere and just going crazy because all these damn people in the house. So I was like, oh, I kind of want to keep my door closed because I'm not trying to be in my room tonight and then boom, you know. So I was like, ooh, yeah, that's why I was cool with that. But no, so I opened my door, right? Yo, why? As soon as I open the door, why is a guy and a girl and they like hurry up and get off the bed, and then why they just start like fixing my bed? I was like, the fuck? I'm like, I know y'all wasn't in here making my bed. There's nothing to be made, you know. It was like this, it was cool. So I was like, what the fuck? I'm a low-key reenact this, y'all. She was like on the bed. They were both on the bed. As soon as I opened up the door, they're like, and she was like, y'all, it was one of those. So I'm like, oh baby, what's tea? Yeah, what's tea? So I didn't say nothing, right? But I was like, oh hey. I was like, y'all need to go to the bathroom? Because the fuck are y'all in here for? Because, you know, the bathroom door was locked. Obviously somebody was in there. She was like, oh no, we're just waiting for my friend to get out. We just waiting for my friend to get out the bathroom. And I was like, oh, okay. But I wasn't doing all that because like this girl, she was cool. Like, you know, we had talked. She'd been here since the pool party. Like, you know, since we was out there at the pool party. So I was like, you know, I don't want no bad energy with her. But girl, respectfully, the fuck are you doing? Like, get off my bed. Are y'all trying to get freaky dinky? Like, what's the, ooh, not my ear. Hold on, intermission. Yeah, y'all, it was one of those. You know, the girls from the pool party, so I didn't want no issues for, like, she seemed cool, but like, girl, you can't be doing all that. We, you know, like, I was like, you know, I'm trusting y'all with my door closed. Like, that's already like, what the freak, you know. But that's another reason why you can't just trust people in your spot, okay? You can't just let people do what they want to do in your spot. You can't just, you gotta still manage things. You don't know people, okay? And so people will take advantage. I hate to say it, but yes, people will take advantage of the situation. It was like, oh, it's me and you in here. The door closed. I'm feeling you. I got liquor in my system. Let's kiss, okay? And it's like, okay, yeah, a kiss is not like, oh, crazy. It's not like they back shots, you know, but you never know, babes. You never know. They could be like, oh, let's take it to the bathroom real quick and finish this. Like, you never know, babes. That's why I'm like, no, I don't even want that getting started, babes. Y'all want to do that? Take it to your place, okay? That's an after party kind of thing, okay? This ain't one of those. This ain't one of those where somebody getting freaky deaky in the bathroom. This ain't one of those, okay? This is a cool, chill, let's have fun, get lit, but nothing too crazy, babes. I don't even play that. And my room was nice and clean, and it was peaceful, and it was a little too, you know, and I just set the mood. I was like, oh no, immediately shut this down. I was like, oh babes, y'all waiting to get to the bathroom? I was like, are y'all waiting to get in the bathroom? And then she was like, no, we just waiting on her, on my friend. She in the bathroom. She coming out soon. And look, I said, oh, okay. Can y'all wait outside? I don't know if it just didn't get to her head or whatever, but she was just kind of like, oh yeah, like we just waiting on my friend in the bathroom. Like, girl, wait outside. The friend, I just said, get out. Get out. Okay? Because I see what's going on here, babe. So I wasn't like, oh, what y'all doing? You know, it wasn't one of those. But I was like, oh, hey, how y'all doing? The fuck? Get out. What are y'all in here for? Okay? You basically just told me you're not in here for the bathroom. So you're just in here chilling, like, respectfully. Whatever is going on in here can be done out there, okay? You know, like, I get it, okay, if you need, like, a little break from the party, all the music, that's totally fine. And that's why I was fine with, you know, people just kind of just chilling in here for a little bit. Not too long, not too much, you know? But, yeah, I was cool with that. But now y'all starting to do too much. You're starting to do too much. You know, you're taking advantage. I was like, yeah, y'all disrespectfully respect, this my shit. I don't care. Y'all gotta get out. Okay, y'all gotta get out. Immediately shut that down. And I was not leaving till they got out, because no, yeah, I don't think they was doing anything too crazy. I think they was just, you know, making out. But babes, I don't want it. I don't want it in here. And plus, I don't even like people on my bed. Like, let's start there. Shit. I don't even like people on my bed. So get out, you know? And after that, I wasn't like super regulatory of like who was in my room. I still was cool, but I was like low-key peeping. Okay, I was peeping. I wasn't like sitting here like, okay, can't nobody be in here. You ain't waiting for the bathroom. If you're not waiting for the bathroom, don't be here. I wasn't like that. Yeah, I let some people like come in here, do their thing. Now I ain't gonna lie, I did peep. I did peep the dude who I be, you know, whose parties I be going to, and his girl. I peeped them in here, and they was like low-key doing their little thing. But I don't know. Like, they cool people. I know them kind of. Like, I don't know them, but you know, like I know they ain't finna just disrespect my place. I know that. You know, he know what it's like to throw a party and all that. And every time I go to his parties, you know, they're cool, it's regulated, so I trust him. Babes, I don't know you. I don't know you like that, you know, so you can't just be doing all that. They was being sneaky about it. Like, when I saw them, the guy and the girl doing their thing, you know, the door was open, and I don't know, it was cool. But y'all up in here trying to sneak and be on my bed and then act like y'all wasn't just sneaking on my bed. Like, no, babes, we're not doing that. Y'all, I didn't realize how many people was in my place, because there was so many people like on the balcony. Like, I didn't realize how many people were outside on the balcony. I didn't go on the balcony the whole entire time, yeah, of the party, because I don't know, I just knew it was just people out there just, okay. Like, if I was just really craving it that bad, then I would have went out there, but no, I was just kind of chilling on the drink. So they play Scamming and Ninjas That. It was playing a lot of good songs, and that's why I was like, yeah, hop on the aux, babes, because I don't do this, babes, you know. They had a whole bunch of songs where, you know, it's lit, but I don't have none of them songs on my playlist, you know. Not that I don't like them, but I just, babes, when I listen to music and I vibe, I'm just there to chill and vibe. I'm not there to turn up, okay? The playlist was definitely there, okay? So I like that. It had everybody lit. Y'all, oh my gosh. Y'all, it got to a point, they was playing some stuff, and then, like, everybody in the party was just, like, yelling, like, I was like, oh my gosh, R.I.P. my roommates, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm sorry. I was just like, damn, they're loud. But I was like, damn, what I'm gonna say? Be quiet, guys. Like, the fact, you know, it's not like my roommates had like came out or anything. I remember I was at this one frat party. This side note, I was at this one frat party. This was like last semester, fall, last year. I was at this frat party. It was like a white frat party, and I was just, it was like shoulder to shoulder. Why? I was in there, and then one of the girls ended up opening their bedroom door, and when she opened the door, her face was like she was like, what the fuck? So I was like, damn, they didn't tell their roommates that they're throwing a party. Thankfully, I didn't even see my roommates. They were like super antisocial, so I doubt they would have like came out. But then I was like, dang, I don't want to like get shut down. Like, you know, police knocking at the door, because I have told y'all stories where the police, the campus police, came up to the room and knocked on the door like, hey, open up, man. So yeah, I was like, damn, like low-key, that was in the back of my mind, but then I was like, no, I might just chill out. So yeah, eventually it got to the point where it was like 1 in the morning, maybe going on 2, I don't know, but oh shoot, I'm just gonna take a note. But yeah, y'all, it got to the point where it was like, it was about that time to go. So yeah, eventually, you know, people start trickling out, you know, they're like, okay, bye, thank you for having us in your place, you know, this is so fun. Yeah, it was like, oh my gosh, these girls are probably not even gonna remember my name by tomorrow. I ended up seeing one of the guys. He be at all the parties, and he always, I don't know, every time I see him, he always be like, oh, you know, what's up with your YouTube? You know? So I was like, oh, okay, you know, it was nice to see him. You're finally in my place, welcome. He ended up coming in here in the room. I don't know, he was just in here for a minute. It was just peaceful in here to him, because he was just on the floor just chilling with my little nightlight. He was cool. Eventually, everybody started trickling out for real. I was like, okay, good, like, because I don't want to be in situations where, like, they don't know when to go home. Where I'm like, okay, y'all, I'm called a night. Thankfully, it didn't have to be that. So yeah, people start trickling out, and then eventually, thankfully, my homeboy, his friends were like, okay, y'all, let's start cleaning up. Yup. Okay, they can read the room. Thank you much. I'm gonna need y'all to pick up after y'all people. You know, I'm gonna have, because I don't know none of these people. That's y'all people. Y'all, it was like, you know, drink spill, y'all. It was like sticky stuff on the floor. Oh yeah, y'all, they ended up cooking. They only ended up cooking the chicken. Y'all, I told y'all they had burgers, wings. They literally ended up only cooking the chicken. Oh yeah, and the dude that was making the food, he was like, I'm telling y'all, I don't play. Oh yeah, I think when we had first got there, one of the girls ended up taking one of the chickens before they had put it in the oven, because we thought that they had cooked it downstairs. But I was like, oh, I don't know if that's done. You know, I was like, maybe we should wait till they come up here. She was like, okay, it looked cool, looked fine. So, I don't know. But eventually I ended up finding out that chicken was not done. That's why they ended up cooking it up here at my place. It was like, no, why y'all eat the chicken? And I'm like, babes, I ain't touched that chicken. We told her we'll think it was done. Y'all, why when I finally ended up going to get me some chicken, it was one chicken breast left. Y'all, yes. One chicken breast. And thankfully it was a chicken breast, so that thing was fat and juicy. Yes. I was like, oh, I grabbed that thing real quick. I said, for me, babe, because if I ain't get no chicken, I was gonna be hot. Okay, how y'all gonna, use up my oven and all that and not give me a piece? And I don't care if they was like, oh, y'all should have got, you better throw some more pieces up in there. I know y'all got chicken. They had extras that they just didn't touch, so that's why I was like, heck no, it would have been that. But thankfully, I got my piece, man. I got my piece. I remember it was a girl that had came after I was like eating the chicken. She was like, dang, no more chicken. Nope, no more chicken. Oh yeah, and they talked about cooking burgers, and they just never end up doing it. I was like, dang, why they never end up cooking the burgers? They was like, it was hecka niggas just dancing around. The hecka dudes just dancing around this way. That's a safety hazard. We better be whipping up some burgers on the stove. That's the safety hazard. I was like, okay, you're right. We up here playing music. It's dark in here. Everybody drinking, dancing. No, babes, the last thing we need is house fire, babes. At least I got my chicken, though. It was just a whole bunch of leftover. There was like 2 big old packs of burger patties, like 3 different pops, big old thing of ketchup, 3, y'all, I don't know why they got so much food, but it was like, they had this like it was 4th of July. I was like, y'all should have did this for 4th of July. Where was this at? They had 3 things of the single cheese packs, 3 of those things. Y'all know it was like 24 different cheese pieces in each pack. Yes. I'm like, why did y'all need all this food? A big old thing of ketchup, like the super family size, okay? I was like, what the frick? Like 20 burger patties, hecka hot dog buns. I was like, this is low-key too much. Like, this is low-key, I'm not finna finish all this. Like, all those burger buns and stuff, like, they ended up expiring, y'all. I'm not gonna hold you. Like, I could not cook all that fast. Like, I don't know, babes. It's only one of me, babes. And the body gotta stay tea, I still got the burger patties, though. Actually, I just cooked them today, babes. Yes. And I still got that chicken. And it's real seasoned. It's in one of them seasoned bags. I was like, oh, yeah. So, yeah, they was like, oh, yeah, we leaving all that in the fridge for you. After they had, like, cleaned and stuff. So, yeah, I was like, okay, yeah, that's my tax. Y'all. Eventually, like I said, I didn't realize how many people were in my place. Y'all, eventually, they were about to head out and stuff. I remember one of the girls asked me, like, oh, can we stay on your balcony or whatever? I was like, oh, yeah, cool. I'm not in a rush, But that was when it was still people in there. We weren't really cleaning up for real. We were all just kind of chilling, still listening to music and stuff. Yo, after we had already cleaned everything up, so they getting ready to go. And they were like, oh, it's still people on your balcony. I'm like, what? What you mean? Yo, why it was still like a whole group of girls and like coupled up on my balcony. I was like, what the fuck? Y'all gotta go. Y'all know it's everybody left, right? And it was a girl that I'm cool with, so I was like, not too much, but babe, what the hell? Oh no, I didn't go out there. They was like, oh yes, people on your balcony. I was like, who? What are you talking about? I was like, oh, is it that girl that asked me earlier? I was like, I didn't think they meant all night. They had went out there and they was like, hey, y'all got to go, like everybody leaving. And then they was like, oh, it's time to go. You want us to go? And then she was like, Maya, you want us to go? Girl, they just said leave. They said leave. That most likely means I relayed the message, babe. So I'm like, yeah, babe, it's time to go. So she's like, oh, okay, yeah, let me get out. I'm like, yeah, it's about that time. Respectfully. I didn't even know it was a whole, it was like 4 of them out there. I was like, babe, what the heck? They were just out there coupled up, just, vibing for real. I was like, look, I know it's a vibe. I know the balcony's all nice and stuff, but y'all gotta respectfully, And basically, y'all, that was the night. That was the night, y'all. Oh, y'all, I forgot to tell y'all. In the middle of the party, right? Like I told y'all, my trash was so full because, roommates dirty as fuck, So the trash was full, and I'm like, I ain't changing that. The frig, I got my own trash, babes. I don't touch that trash, So it was given like, ew. That's the annoying part about roommates, is stuff like that. Then the responsibility falls on you because then people start looking at you like, oh, you dirty with them because you live it, I had put my trash out there because I knew the trash was full, but then I was like, no, that don't sit right with me though. Knowing that trash still gonna be full after they leave. So why one of the dudes that was like helping my homeboy host a party, he was trying to throw something away. And then he was like trying to stack it on top of the trash, and it was like, dang, that trash full, you know, niggas. So I was like, oh, the trash right here. But then I was like, actually, can y'all change my trash? No, why? A dude earlier in the party, we was like at the door, we was talking, he was like, oh, you know, I'm gonna change your trash for you. I don't know, he was just talking. Like, he was probably drunk and just saying so. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna change your trash. I was like, you gonna change my trash? He was like, yeah, I'll change your trash. I'll change it. That nigga ain't changing my trash. That nigga ain't changing my trash. So yeah, y'all, why I saw the dude hosting the party, he was like trying to throw something away, and it was like, oh, it's full. And it was like, oh, it's the trash over there. But I was like, wait, can y'all change my trash? And he was like, oh yeah, the trash. And they thought I was talking about my trash. He was like, you want me to change the trash? It was like, he said yes, but he was, cause it was like, damn, like, you know, she did let us, you know, be in her spot or whatever. But he was like, it was like he realized what he agreed to. I was like, yeah, you know. And I just walked away like, yeah, change it. You know, here's a bag. But change it. So then he like came up to me. He was like, oh, like all this can't fit in that trash. Figure it out. Hey, you trying to make it figure out how to change my trash, nigga. Yeah, that's why I was like, oh, I know I ain't tripping, because if even the ninjas don't want to change the trash, what make you think I want to do it? Okay. So, ooh, my little band. Y'all like my little band? Eventually, y'all, they ended up, you know, teaming up. It was like him and one other guy. They ended up teaming up together, changing that trash. I low-key felt bad, because I was like, oh, I know it's probably like gnats flying at them going crazy. Y'all, it was just bad. It was bad. Yeah, they ended up changing it or whatever. That was nice. And yeah, after that, it was cool, because that was like the elephant in the room. Like, not mine, but you know, the trash was like literally to the roof. You know, so yeah, eventually mid-party, you know, while everybody was still like here, they changed the trash. So I was like, okay, that's nice. At least I got something out of this, you know. Eventually, y'all, I ended up throwing that whole trash can away, because I said, fuck this. Like, y'all not finna keep filling up the trash and then once it's full, just ignore it and just let gnats build up and then look at me like, and then move out. The fuck? Like, that's not okay. So yes, y'all, I ended up throwing that shit away, okay? Because y'all, and then it was already like dirty at the bottom from when I first got here, because the roommates before me were dirty as fuck. So yeah, I was like, no, at this point, y'all losing y'all trash privileges, okay? Your house, or get your own trash. So yeah, because no, a community trash, that just don't work out. It just don't unless you dedicate, oh, who's gonna chase trash this week, and then, you know, and I'm just not doing that. And you know, at first I was like, okay, they can figure it out because I'm not using the trash, but at this point y'all aren't even changing the trash. So yeah, I threw it out and it's down the trash chute, the whole can, everything, it's gone, babes. Okay, buy your own fucking trash. But yeah, eventually, you know, they ended up helping me clean up, getting all the people out, and yeah, guys, it was a cool night. Peak college experience, for real. Another peak college experience. Like, yes, I definitely recommend that as a canon event. Of course, you know, it comes with its pros and cons, but I feel like the pros definitely outweigh the cons. If you're a person that just likes to vibe and likes to party and just, you know, likes to have those kind of moments, you know, I recommend throwing a party. Like, that was cool, you know, if you're well known, because if you're not, and if you're just a loner like me, then probably no one would show up. But, you know, if you know people who know people, then just may work out. Eventually, when everybody left, I went on my balcony, y'all. Oh my gosh, y'all, a mess. Like, cause I told y'all I hadn't went out there the whole time, cause I was like, bro, it's just hecka niggas out there just smoking and, you know, doing stuff. So I went out there, y'all. Oh my gosh, like, my garland was all messed up, nearly unplugged. It was, you could tell people probably been stepping on the dang on garland. I was like, oh my gosh, because the pieces was like all over the ground. Girl, chicken wings everywhere. Yo, chicken wings everywhere, soda cans everywhere. I think it's, yeah, all that stuff is still out there. I gotta clean my balcony still. I know. It was like, you know. But yeah, they probably burnt because of this Vegas heat. Yo, what the heck? But yeah, it was just chicken bones all over the freaking balcony. Shoot, freaking roaches everywhere. Y'all, why was this one fat roach? Y'all, I don't even know how they rolled it. Like, it was like this big. I said, what the fuck? How do you do that? How they had to combine like two woods. I don't know, but how do you do that? You know? So I was like, whoa. Peak college experience, guys. My experience hosting my first like real literal like college party, you know, and it was like, it was a good time, good vibes, nothing too crazy. Of course, I had my little, you know, canon events and little side moments. But overall, I rate it 9 out of 10. And would do again. Okay? And it's honestly a part of the reason why I decided to stay here at my apartment. Because I don't know. I don't think I've outgrown the college life yet. I think I still want to just let it marinate, see it through, and yeah. Okay, y'all, my camera finna die. So, bye, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this story time. Yeah, more to come, and yeah, y'all. Bye. Just be safe out here, y'all. You know, if you're doing something like this, be safe. Make sure you know what's going on in your household. Don't be scared to speak up. Don't be scared like, oh, I don't want to be a bad host. It's your shit, okay? It's your place. Do what you want to do, okay? I don't care if people... Oh, excuse me. My hair look a mess, y'all. I don't care if people feel the type of... Oh, if people don't like you. Girl, this your shit, okay? This is your spot. Run it how you want. Don't let people just walk all over you because they will. Alright, y'all. Bye, y'all.
You know T-Pain said he got that.
I mean,
T-Pain. SU Streamer University. Yes, you Streamer University.